going on. But Krishna is not so much concerned with this maintenance. He's more concerned with how to please his dearmost Priya, dearmost friend and lovers and cowherd boyfriends, and mother and father, Nanda Maharaj and Jashoda. Krishna is always, Prabhupada is explaining that there's always this competition between Krishna and his pure devotee. On one hand, Krishna is trying to give pleasure to the devotee, and the devotee is also feeling so much ecstasy from this bhakti yoga system, this prema, that he's trying to please Krishna. And then Krishna is feeling so much pleasure from the devotee's prema, from the devotee's dearmost love coming from the heart, that he's again trying to increase the devotee's ecstasy. And in this way there's competition between friend and lover, and between Krishna's father and mother, and Krishna's boyfriends. This unlimited variegatedness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, Srila Prabhupada explains that there's not simply thousands of cows, Sarabi cows, in Vaikuntha Loka, or in Goloka Vrindavan. That there's not millions of cows, that there's not billions of cows, that there's not tens of billions of cows, that there's not trillions of cows, but there's tens of trillions of cows, and beyond that. And Krishna is calling each and every cow by individual name. And he's counting every night to make certain that he hasn't lost track of one calf or one cow. He has counter beads. Very, very beautiful individual prema interaction between every single jiva, pure devotee in Goloka Vrindavan. The entire Vrindavan is imbued with pure love of Krishna. All the flowers, all the bumblebees, every blade of grass, not just the gopis, and not just the cowherd boys, everything, all the trees, the rivers in Jamuna. Jamuna River is trying to pay their obeisances with the waves curling around the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. It's explained that when Krishna is coming home from the cowherd fields in the evening, that the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and Shiva come along the path between that Krishna is traversing, coming home from the fields, and that Shiva and Lord Brahma and other great demigods are just trying to get a little bit of dust from the head that's kicked up from the feet of Krishna. Krishna's walking. It's further explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam that the land known as Sri Vrindavan Dham is considered even more auspicious than Vaikuntha Loka, because in Krishna Leela, in Goloka Vrindavan Dham, Krishna is always going barefoot, whereas in Vaikuntha Loka, Vishnu wears slippers. So everything in spiritual life is very, very personal. Everything is very individualized. But there's no janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. There's no guna. There's no three modes of material nature. The gunas are simply ropes meant to bind one to the material world, because we have not done these simple things that Krishna is asking. Manmana bhava madbhakta. Krishna is asking, just offer a little obeisances. Just offer a little fruit, little water. But because we're not interested in paying our obeisances to Krishna, then we have to pay our obeisances to everything else in the material world. Starting with the family and ending up with our family and so many responsibilities. These responsibilities are not so much part and parcel of the soul. They're as a result of our neglect of worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna. So this is a very intimate instruction by Sri Krishna Bhagavan, that once again you have to turn your mind a little bit, just a little bit, and Krishna helps. You turn your mind a little bit back towards the lotus feet of Krishna, then he guarantees all perfection. He declares it here very, very nicely. Pratijnani, I promise that you will come to me. So let's read the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The most confidential part of knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of Him and act for Him. One should not become an official meditator. Life should be so molded that one should always have the chance to think of Krishna. It's almost impossible to think of Krishna these days, isn't it? Anybody thinking of Krishna outside of the Krishna consciousness movement? Anybody outside on that road? Anybody down at Safeway or QFC? Anybody at Microsoft? Anybody thinking of Krishna anywhere? Anybody downtown Seattle? Anybody on CNN talking about Krishna? Anything on television about Krishna? Even in India, nobody's thinking of Krishna anymore. Just came back from India and now have McDonald's in Mathura, and putting McDonald's now in right in Vrindavan. So this is a lack of Krishna consciousness. This is complete hypocrisy. This is a complete misunderstanding of Vedic culture. No one is thinking of Krishna. And Prabhupada says here, your life should be molded in such a way as you cannot help but think of Krishna. So the only way you can mold your life in such a way as you cannot help but think of Krishna is to associate with Krishna's devotees. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. You have to initially hear from the proper authority. You have to constantly be hearing. Oral reception. You have to hear from the proper authority. Then, if you hear, the intellect will be controlled. But it first begins Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. Then you can remember Krishna. Prabhupada says you should not become an official meditator. Life should be so molded that you should always have the chance to think of Krishna. One should always act in such a way that all his daily activities are in connection with Krishna. This means that your daily activities should be under the guidance of a proper spiritual master. Otherwise, you are not in yoga. Yoga means what? It means union, or to link up. It doesn't mean to stand on your head. These are asanas. We're down at the Northwest Yoga Festival all week, and people are very confused about what it means, yoga. Yoga actually means yoginam api sarvesham madgatina. The best yogi is whom? What? A person who's always thinking of me. Shraddha, with great deep faith. Krishna says directly in Bhagavad Gita who the best yogi is. It has nothing to do with standing on your head. It's very good for your health, but don't pretend that it's some religious or spiritual activity. Don't get confused by it. So people are very confused. But actually, if you act under the guidance of a spiritual master, then your life can be molded in such a way as you can always remember Krishna. So Prabhupada says he should arrange his life in such a way throughout the 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. And what? What is the result? The Lord's promise is that anyone who is in such pure Krishna consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna, where he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. So, how can Prabhupada make a statement like this if Krishna is not a person? How can you be engaged in someone's service face to face if he's not a person? It's impossible. You have to meditate upon something. The mind is so fickle that it must be engaged. If you want to focus your mind on something, You have to focus your mind on a particular form. This is why the arts of Vigraha for the neophyte devotee is so important. Because when you focus your mind on the deity of Krishna in the temple, this is a way to train, to take the mental activity instead of focusing the mind on CNN or a spreadsheet or this work or that problem or this stock. You have to focus your mind on how to worship the Lord in the temple. This brings the mind. Prabhupada said it actually drags the mind back to the lotus feet of Krishna. Actually, in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Harinam, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalonasteva, Nasteva, Gatya Aranyata. There's only one way of getting Krishna, and this is by chanting the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like Haridas Thakur, he was engaged in chanting 300,000 names of Krishna. Sometimes it would take 22, 23 hours per day just to finish his rounds. But because our minds are so polluted with these, actually anartha means unwanted thing. Actually, it's very difficult. Prabhupada explains to even chant 16 rounds a day. His Guru, Maharaj, his instruction was to chant 64 rounds a day. But when Prabhupada first came to New York City, he decided very quickly that this would not be possible. So he was the Acharya, and he could adjust things for time and circumstance. So his request, his humble request, is that we chant 16 rounds a day. But even that's difficult. The reason is the mind is very, very polluted. So the method, the means by which one cleans the mind and cleans the heart is the combination of this Archa Vigraha. This is called Sadhana Bhakti. This Bhakti Yoga, but still in conditioned state of life. So the combination of the chanting of the holy name of Krishna in combination with worshipping Krishna's form in the temple is very powerful. Very quickly you can fix the mind up on the lotus feet of Krishna. That's why there's so many activities. It's actually no different preparing food for Krishna here in this kitchen, or making flowers for Krishna, or making garlands for Krishna, or dressing Krishna, or cleaning Krishna's temple. Is no different activity than the activity that goes on in Goloka Vrindavan. These are the exact activities of Krishna's gopis, friends, and his cowherd friends. The only difference is that we still have some anartha. We still can't quite see clearly. But if we act under the auspicious, act under the direction of one who can see things as they are, this is the Guru, then you can act in a way that 24 hours a day you're acting according to Srila Prabhupada's direction and according to Krishna's direction here in Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna gives promise at the end, you can come directly back to me. It's just automatic. It's not an unnatural thing. If one's always thinking that of something, automatically by that desire, by that calm, he'll get that thing. So we simply have to change the mentality. It's not possible to become without desire, as the Mayavadis say. Prabhupada gives this example that the Mayavad philosopher is similar to the jackal. The jackal's jumping, trying to get some grape in the tree. This example is there So he's constantly jumping, trying to get this nice, sweet grape. But because the jackal is a little short, he can't reach the grape. So what does he say? Grapes are sour. This means, this is a Mayavad philosophy, because material consciousness is constantly trying to get some pleasure. Nanda Maya Vyasa, the jiva, has a right for pleasure. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. We all require this ananda. But in the material world, there's not so much ananda. So the Mayavad philosopher thinks, all right, I'm jumping for this sweetness through so many different activities. I'm becoming family man, trying to get some nectar. And then I'm becoming a sannyas, trying to get some nectar. And I'm opening hospitals, trying to get some nectar. Somehow or other, trying to get some ananda, but no ananda in the material world. Therefore, I'll give up everything. There must not be any pleasure, because I can't experience it. Therefore, grapes are sour. So this is called the sour grape philosophy, of the Mayavad philosophy. But actually, the fact is, the pleasure derived from Krishna, Bhakti Yoga, is innumerable. One can't even begin to fathom. For the devotee of Krishna, when he tastes the lotus feet of Krishna and takes shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, even the pleasure of merging, the so-called pleasure of merging into the Brahman effulgence of Krishna, is compared to a very, very tiny hoofprint of pleasure. There really is no pleasure other than that pleasure derived from serving the lotus feet of Krishna. But simply because you cannot taste spiritual pleasure, because you have not yet approached the proper authority, doesn't mean that there is no pleasure. It simply means that you have not heard from the proper authority. So Prabhupada explains that you will actually see Krishna face to face. The most confidential part of knowledge is spoken to Arjuna because he is the most dear friend of Krishna. Everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend to Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. These words stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feather in his hair. There are descriptions found in the Brahma Samhita and other literatures. One should fix his mind on this original form of Godhead, Krishna. One should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi-forms as Vishnu, Narayan, Ram, Varaha, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Krishna, before Arjuna. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge. And this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna's. This is the whole point of the Vedic literature. The point of the Vedic literature is to initially establish who we are and who Krishna is in Bhagavad Gita. Then we should read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Purana. Srila Prabhupada explained that Srimad Bhagavatam should become devotee's life and soul. Every day one should be hearing Bhagavatam, because the Bhagavatam is the description of the personal attributes of Krishna's devotee and the devotee's relationship to Krishna. One should first study the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is explained to be the lotus feet of Krishna. And then one should move higher to the second and third cantos. This is explained to be the midsection of Krishna. Gradually one should move higher to the 10th canto of Krishna, of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is explained to be the smiling face of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should gradually move, slowly, up and up in his meditation on Krishna. But one should always make Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Purana, his life and soul. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains, is the essence for a devotee. Bhagavad Gita is preliminary instruction. And then Srimad Bhagavatam is the devotee's life and soul. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, where Krishna is giving full description, Sri Shukadeva Goswami has given full, exact description of Krishna's form. What he's doing during the day, what he's doing exactly with his mother and father, how he's moving with his cowherd boyfriends. Exact detailed description. Anyone who reads Srimad Bhagavatam will be completely immersed in love for Krishna. It's impossible to hear Srimad Bhagavatam without being moved to love for Krishna. But one first has to understand who his position is and who Krishna's position is. Otherwise, they'll make just a show of misunderstanding Bhagavatam. They want to imitate Krishna, imitate Krishna's Ras Leela, Prabhupada said, but they don't understand that at 7 years old Krishna was lifting Govardhan Hill. Prabhupada says first you can lift Govardhan Hill, and then you can imitate Krishna's Ras Leela. So Srimad Bhagavatam gives exact description of who Krishna's friends are, who's Krishna's mother, who's Krishna's father, what Krishna's activities are, what he's wearing, how he's dancing, how he's moving through the fields of Vrindavan. So this Srinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana, simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one's heart becomes cleansed. And by the cleansing of the heart, and you can understand your exact constitutional position. So it's very important simultaneously to have this Archa Vigraha worship going on. Srila Prabhupada gave us this deity worship in the temple just to control the mind, because it's very difficult for the conditioned soul to sit down and chant 300,000 names of Hare Krishna mantra every day. It's very difficult for the conditioned soul in the West to sit down and chant even 16 rounds a day. So Prabhupada understood that the combination of deity worship and so many activities that can be taking place, everyone can engage in this Archa Vigraha. This will help to focus the mind on Krishna and help to bring the mind into focus so that then he can clearly chant the holy name of Krishna and make very rapid progress. And Prabhupada explains in this verse, everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend to Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. What is that perfection? Prabhupada explains that he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. Well, in their manmana bhava madbhakto madjiji manmanaskuru namivashasi satyante pratijani priyosya. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me, thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So think of me as Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Following what Panchatattva Prabhu was speaking about, here it is, Srimad Bhagavatam. And in the mornings, while I've been visiting here, we've been reading from the 5th chapter of the 1st canto. In this 5th chapter, Narada is instructing Vyasa about the necessity to compose one additional literature to add to all the entire literatures that make up the Vedas. According to Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, one of the foremost and principal of the Upanishads, the empowered literary incarnation of the Lord, Veda Vyasa, Krishna Dvaitayana Vyasa, divided the original one Veda into not only 4, the classical understanding that we have from the academicians is that the Vedas means the 4 Vedas. Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva Veda. According to the Upanishads of those 4 Vedas. The compiling of the Vedas was not just those 4, but also the Puranas and the Itihasas from the same body, original body of verses. So, in other words, see if you can catch what I'm trying to say here. Try one more time. The Puranas, which are considered Smriti, and the 4 Vedas, which are considered Shruti, according to the Shrutis, are from the same original body of Veda that Vyasadeva divided. And so the Smritis and the Shrutis are equally Vedic. Scholars say this is the Vedas, and then this is something modern. The Vedas are the 4 Vedas over here, and the Smritis are current literatures written by modern people who are describing the Vedas. The Shrutis say differently. The Shrutis say Vyasa, when he divided the Vedas, divided them in these different categories, Shruti and Smriti, from the original one body of unwritten sound vibration formed literatures. And within those, both the Shrutis and all of the Smritis, they describe this Bhagavad Purana as the emperor, the chief amongst all of them. So when Vyasa divided the Vedas into 4 and explained them via the Smritis, and he compiled Vedanta Sutra, he felt that this Itihasa literature also includes the Mahabharata. So we're just hearing from Bhagavad Gita, Manana Bhava Mantarto. Certainly that expresses the most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But the entire body of the Vedic literature proportionately gives so much information on how to fulfill material desire while connecting with offerings to the Supreme at the same time, and not sufficiently simply glorifying the personality of Godhead. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is such a literature. So now I'm going to read one verse and the purport, where Narada is instructing Vyasa specifically, compose this Srimad Bhagavatam, compose one literature that doesn't dharma protita kaitavotra, paramo nirmat saranam satan. It doesn't address the kaitava dharma, or those principles that lead to further involvement in material affairs, albeit or although with gradual elevation, but it specifically and exclusively is paradharma. It focuses on the supreme occupation of the living being. So this is from the 5th chapter of the 1st canto. Narada instructs his disciple Vyasadeva. O Brahmana Vyas, it is decided by the learned that the best remedial measure for removing all troubles and miseries is to dedicate one's activities to the service of the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Etat sumsuchitam brahmans tapa traya chikikshitam yad ishvare bhagavati karma brahmani ravatam. Sri Narada Muni personally experienced that the most feasible and practical way to open the path of salvation or get relief from all miseries of life is to hear submissively the transcendental activities of the Lord from the right and bona fide sources. During this visit, I've tried to make a focused effort on doing that. When we, just like yesterday evening, hearing the Shaman Thakur Jewel story, it's very easy for the mind to be captured by Krishna's wonderful activities. And while hearing the wonderful activities of Krishna, while it's pleasing to the ear and soothing to the heart, what is it doing for one spiritually? In other words, the rigors of the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Someone was describing this to me the other day, about a couple of weeks ago, that I have a hard time studying Bhagavad Gita regularly because the philosophy is so strong. It's hard to absorb my mind. So when one hears that the narrations of Krishna's wonderful pastimes, it's not that the philosophy is absent. The philosophy is the basis or support of being able to understand the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. But by hearing the wonderful pastimes of Krishna, here Prabhupada is writing that it's the most feasible and practical way to open the path of salvation, or get relief of all the miseries of life, just to hear the pastimes of Krishna narrated in a proper manner. Now there's the preliminary, just like Panchatattva was explaining, the preliminary understanding of the earlier cantos, as we're reading from the 1st canto of Bhagavatam, in simple language is to understand what's what. What's up with Krishna? Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan means to understand the knowledge of the relationship with Krishna. Then when we hear the activities of Krishna, we don't think of those activities as ordinary, but the exhibition of Krishna's wonderful potencies. Just like in the Shaman Thakur Jewel story, for example. when Akrura left Dwarka, Dwarka became disturbed by unnatural kinds of material elements, disease, drought, unrest of the citizens, things that you don't find when the Supreme Lord is present. Because wherever Krishna is there, he's the reservoir of all auspiciousness. So one would expect in Dwarka everything would be just like Vaikuntha, like the spiritual world. But there was disturbance. That was created by Krishna himself. Now, without understanding Krishna's position, then how do we understand something like that happening? But even the ministers of Krishna were thinking that it was because Akrura, the son of Shvapalka, whose very presence changed a drought and famine in Benares into a well-balanced situation. Rainfalls came, the drought was over, everything was fine. But my point is, Krishna can adjust anything by his own spiritual potencies. Or as we heard this morning, just by the touch of Krishna's fingertips, the head of the washerman was severed by the touch of one finger from each hand below the chin of Kubja. Kubja's body became straightened, the hunchback became straight and a very beautiful girl. So there's transcendental potencies in the body of Sri Krishna, which, if one hasn't properly understood the earlier cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, one will take in a fanciful way, an imaginative way. But if one understands the fact that the personality of Godhead has unlimited and inconceivable potencies from proper studying of the earlier cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, then hearing the 10th canto narrations become very, very relishable. Krishna is simply exhibiting his divine potencies in very, very wonderful and all attractive ways, simply delighting his devotees. Prabhupada goes on, foolish people have manufactured out of their tiny brains many remedial measures for removing the threefold miseries pertaining to the body and mind, pertaining to the natural disturbances, and in relation to other living beings. This is the threefold miseries, Adhyatmaka, Adidaivaka, and Adibhautika kleshas. So the statement is, without spiritual knowledge, persons are very busy counteracting those difficulties, not knowing what's the cause behind those difficulties. The cause behind those difficulties is their implication in the laws of material nature due to their karmic activities, their activities of forgetfulness of the Supreme. So those forgetfulness of the Supreme activities are counteracting the miseries of being forgetful of the Supreme. There's no end to it. It's not the solution. As Prabhupada would say, while there is great pride in the advancement of medical science, where's that medical science that has eliminated disease? Meaning, the elimination of disease is eliminating the material condition of life, not improvement of material science. The solution to disease is no more birth and death. And then, if there's no more birth, there's no more disease. That's the solution. It's a spiritual solution. But the counteraction of material problems by a series of material adjustments is no solution. That's considered advancement of knowledge. The Bhagavatam considers advancement of knowledge finishing all disease, finishing all death, finishing all repeated birth, and no more aging either. Yamamritu Jaravyani, Dukkha Doshana Darshana. Those are the real problems of life, and they can be solved in a permanent way. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada is advising us, write one literature that brings a permanent solution to mitigate all problems of material existence permanently. The whole world is struggling very hard to exit out of these material miseries. But men do not know that without the sanction of the Lord, no plan or no remedial measure can actually bring about the desired peace and tranquility. The remedial measure to cure a patient by medical treatment is useless if it is not sanctioned by the Lord. To cross the river or the ocean by a suitable boat is no remedial measure if it is not sanctioned by the Lord. We should know for certain that the Lord is the ultimate sanctioning officer, and we must therefore dedicate our attempts to the mercy of the Lord for ultimate success, or to get rid of the obstacles on the path of success. The Lord is all-pervading, all-powerful, omniscient, and omnipresent. He is the ultimate sanctioning agent of all good or bad effects. We should therefore learn to dedicate our activities unto the mercy of the Lord and accept Him either as impersonal Brahman localized Paramatma or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It does not matter what one is, one must dedicate everything to the service of the Lord. Then Prabhupada goes in a very interesting direction. That is, the consideration is not what occupation you have, nor is advancement that you give up your occupation and you become a renunciate sannyasi. That's not the Lord's consideration. The consideration is whatever it is that you have, it's properly dedicated unto the Supreme. If one is a learned scholar, scientist, philosopher, poet, etc., then he should employ his learning to establish the supremacy of the Lord. Here's a plea. Try to study the energy of the Lord in every sphere of life. Do not decry Him and try to become like Him, or take His position simply by fragmental accumulation of knowledge. If one is an administrator, statesman, warrior, politician, etc., then one should try to establish the Lord's supremacy in statesmanship. Fight for the cause of the Lord, as Sri Arjuna did. In the beginning, Sri Arjuna, the great fighter, declined to fight. But when he was convinced by the Lord that the fighting was necessary, Sri Arjuna changed his decision and fought for his cause. Similarly, if one is a businessman, industrialist, agriculturalist, etc., then one should spend his hard-earned money for the cause of the Lord. Think always that the money which one has accumulated is the wealth of the Lord. Wealth is considered to be the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and the Lord is Narayan, the husband of Lakshmi. Try to engage Lakshmi in the service of Narayan and be happy. That is the way to realize the Lord in every sphere of life. The best thing is, after all, to get relief from all material activities and engage oneself completely in hearing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. But in the case of the absence of such opportunity, meaning one is too much attached to working hard in the work and not able to peacefully simply hear about the glories of the Supreme Lord. One should then try to engage in the service of the Lord everything for which one has specific attraction, and that is the way of peace and prosperity. Just 3 more sentences ends this nice purport. The word samsuchitam in this stanza is also significant. One should not think for a moment that the realization of Narada was childish imagination only. It is not like that. It is so realized by the expert and erudite scholars, and that is the real import of the word samsuchitam. Narada is making a statement here, like a summary statement of Dharma. Like Krishna makes in Bhagavad Gita. What is the summary statement that Krishna makes about Dharma in Bhagavad Gita? I don't think they heard you in the back. Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma suchana. It's a summary statement because within Bhagavad Gita principles of Dharma are expressed, but then Krishna states to subordinate all those other principles of Dharma under one. Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam is the principle, the central principle upon which all other principles rest or are supported. So Narada is making a similar statement here. All duties to bring into one's life the essence, paradharma, that's the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, paradharma. All activities, all virtuous, uplifting, beneficial, should be done, dutiful activities are to be subordinated to this one principle. They should all be dedicated unto the loving service of the personality of Godhead. When that is accomplished, as we were hearing Prabhupada explain the purport, the ultimate fruit is experienced by that practitioner. The ultimate fruit, apavarga. Dharmasya hi apavargasya. Nartotayopapalpate. The purpose of Dharma is never to be considered for artha, for economic development, for prosperity and material well-being. The motivation behind Dharma should be only apavarga, achieving liberation from this material condition of life. And so Narada is giving us that formula. Dedication of all things unto the personality of God. Just like our devotees are doing here, making nice vases for the deities. The horticulture business, growing flowers, people buying flowers to decorate their homes and their yards. Big industry. Landscaping industry, horticulture industry. So we like to beautify, and that tendency of taking the beautiful flowers and fragrant flowers of nature to make something beautiful and use that for decorating the altar of the Supreme Lord. For example, take all wonderful things, all things that we're naturally attracted to and to do, direct them for the service of the personality of Godhead. Certainly that message is critical for householders. Otherwise there's this total dilemma. How can you be a spiritual person and be involved in the world at the same time? It's like, be schizophrenic. become a householder, a religious householder, a spiritual householder, then you have two minds. The spiritual side of your attraction and the material side of your attraction or your necessities. And you're in two worlds. And how those that don't understand the unifying principle, it's considered a secular religion. There's what you do for God, and there's what you do for the state. And there's separation of church and state. What you do for your family, what you do for God. They're two separate things. But the message of Bhagavatam and the message of Bhagavad Gita is not that. It's the unifying principle. It's that everything is those things that are directly hearing and chanting and direct devotional practice and activity, and those things that are of this world, both, are for service to the Supreme. Hare Krishna. We had 2 classes tonight, more than we bargained for. Came for 1, we got 2. This is a very generous time. I was late because, for several reasons, but one prominent reason, there's a member of this temple that has a brain tumor, cancerous brain tumor, and they're in a very serious condition, so I went to visit their home. Came to get some. Any questions or topics that you'd like to have some discussion about?
About one member of this Terry's style, is doing as a form of members.
Yeah.
And I said to co-workers in the work that it's better, use this body. Yes, because later I'm not a religious person and crazy stuff like this.
Yeah, you're not crazy to talk. I'll just keep it real simple. And Prabhupada, when he came to America, he had a heart attack, 2 heart attacks on the boat that he was traveling on. And when he, after being in America for some time, a year and a half, something like that, he had another heart attack and he was taken to in New York. So he was taken to the New Jersey shore for rest. Very enthusiastic young boy back then. Non-stop enthusiasm. What he told the devotees is, no matter what happens, don't let them put me under tubes and life support systems. He was emphatic about it. Even if they insist, even if the doctors insist, don't let it happen. He said that one of his godbrothers, sannyas godbrothers, had something like that happen. And it's not what he wanted, but the doctors insisted, and there was no one to say no. And so Prabhupada explained that whatever consciousness you're in at the time of death is the determining factor of where your destination will be after this life. What Prabhupada explained is his life support system essentially reduced him to the consciousness to a very dull state of consciousness or limited state of consciousness, like a vegetable, and with that he left his body. So Prabhupada said, whatever you do, don't let them do that to me. So, now that's in Prabhupada's case, where he had enormous faith in Krishna. And not everybody has enormous faith in God, like Prabhupada has, or like we're finding in meeting the final days of his life, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, an incredible example of very, very strong Krishna consciousness. But what is the use? Anyway, if those persons were here, they would most likely still object to anything I'm going to say, but it's just, what's the use of sustaining the symptoms of the body when consciousness is practically gone? What's the great achievement? What benefit are you doing for the soul? The benefit for the soul should be increasing the consciousness of that soul, directing the consciousness of the soul to the Supreme. That can be done even in a very weak condition, just by allowing the soul to hear spiritual sound vibrations. That's where attention should go for a soul getting ready to give up the body. That's the welfare of the soul. It depends. I mean, there's. We have one physician in our midst. This is his field of professional work, right? This is your specialty. I mean, just a practical example is one of Prabhupada's disciples, Pragosh. Right around the same time as Bhakti Tirtha Swami was diagnosed with his cancer, Pragosh was diagnosed with a very acute stage of cancer all through his chest and so on and so on. Can something be done with the child that's making all that noise? So he went and got chemotherapy and all those other forms of, I don't know what all the treatments were, and he's back on his feet. He's in New York, lively, still working to take care of his family and children, strong, healthy, happy, and it was very effective. He has to be very careful, do this, drink that, don't do this, and get sufficient rest. And, he has recommendations from the doctor. And Bhakti Tirtha Swami didn't take those treatments. He went a different route, and that's what I would make a statement saying one shouldn't do those things. And I wouldn't make a statement saying one definitely shouldn't go through those things. During Prabhupada's time, Jayananda, picture you have, he took some preliminary treatment. It was very clear that it was not going to be effective, and then he just let go. So it's a judgment call depending on the circumstances. It's not that one shouldn't do necessary things to take care of one's health, but the other question, the first question is the life support system to just maintain the life symptoms. As soon as the plug is pulled, the artificial life system supports are gone. And one's consciousness is drastically reduced. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Gauranita Jaya Gauranita
Today, and his Guru Dave is here. His Holiness Hanumat Preshaka Maharaja. forward. We're going to invite him now to please come forward, sit on Vyasa-san, and direct us. If you want. So Maharaj is a very experienced devotee of Krishna consciousness. I've known him since 1987. I met him in Berkeley, California, and he's been a devotee since 1974. So we have to always congratulate and give our best wishes to any sincere devotee who's taken such a severe and solemn vow as sannyas. It's a very exalted position. We're very fortunate to have a visit of Maharaj and other Maharajas that come here. When many Maharajas come to a temple, you know something good is happening there. Otherwise they wouldn't come. So we want to thank Maharaj for coming here. Now we want to invite him to come forward and instruct us in Krishna consciousness. Of initiation, and especially chanting the holy name, the regulatory principles, the offenses against the holy name, and so forth, which are absolutely essential to know. And sometimes people say, I've been chanting Hare Krishna 25 years and I'm still lost. The reason is they've been committing offenses while chanting. While at the initiation ceremony, the importance of avoiding the 10 offenses against the holy name is explained. If one chants Hare Krishna but continues to commit offenses, which are called nama aparad, then their advancement is stunted. They do not, although anytime you chant the name of Krishna you get the result is held back because of that offense. So one must clear away these offenses by carefully following the instructions of the spiritual master. Now many times we see people who are initiated, who have bona fide guru, but yet their behavior is not good. That means that although they've accepted the guru, they've accepted initiation, they have not understood what it means. And you should feel sorry for people like that. Because if one has a bona fide guru, that means their behavior is going to improve. Behavior means you never insult anyone, you make other people feel encouraged and hopeful about Krishna consciousness. So if someone has a guru, is initiated, but yet their behavior hasn't improved, that means they haven't taken the initiation seriously, and neither are they following the instructions of the guru seriously. So at this point, we will begin the Achimana.
Everybody can chant Hare Krishna all in the process. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So the first step in this ceremony is invoking the holy rivers of India into my water pot.
Gange cha Yamuna chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jarismin Satin Guru Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri. And next we say the mantra Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmadet Pundarikaksham Savabhyantara Suchi. And we take 3 sips of water. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmadet Pundarikaksham Savabhyantara Suchi. This mantra means, regardless of the condition I find myself in, I may be pure or impure. If I simply remember always the beautiful lotus face of Sri Krishna Bhagavan, that I become purified within and without. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmadet Pundarikaksham Savabhyantara Suchi. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmadet Pundarikaksham Savabhyantara Suchi. Repeat after me. Om Shri Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Narayanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Madhavaya Namaha.
Om Shri Madhavaya Namaha.
Om Shri Keshavaya Namaha.
Om Shri Keshavaya Namaha.
Om Shri Govindaya Namaha.
Om Shri Govindaya Namaha.
Om Shri Vishnave Namaha.
Om Shri Vishnave Namaha.
Om Shri Madhusudanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Madhusudanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Trivikramaya Namaha.
Om Shri Trivikramaya Namaha.
Om Shri Vamanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Vamanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Shudraya Namaha.
Om Shri Shudraya Namaha.
Om Shri Rishikeshaya Namaha.
Om Shri Rishikeshaya Namaha.
Om Shri Padmanabhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Padmanabhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Damodaraya Namaha.
Om Shri Damodaraya Namaha.
Om Shri Shankarshanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Shankarshanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Vasudevaya Namaha.
Om Shri Vasudevaya Namaha.
Om Shri Padumnaya Namaha.
Om Shri Padmanabhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Anirudhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Anirudhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Purushottamaya Namaha.
Om Shri Purushottamaya Namaha.
Om Shri Adhoksajaya Namaha.
Om Shri Adhoksajaya Namaha.
Om Shri Narashinhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Narashinhaya Namaha.
Om Shri Achyutaya Namaha.
Om Shri Achyutaya Namaha.
Om Shri Janardhanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Janardhanaya Namaha.
Om Shri Upendraya Namaha.
Om Shri Upendraya Namaha.
Om Shri Hariye Namaha.
Om Shri Hariye Namaha.
Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha.
Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha.
Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Satpasyanti Surayo Diviva Chaksuratatam Tad Vipasno Vipanyavo Jagavam Sasamindante Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. This mantra states that the supreme goal of all the Vedic knowledge are the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu in the spiritual abode of Vaikuntha or Krishna's lotus feet. And one who is fortunate enough to meet a bona fide spiritual master and surrenders, that spiritual master can open their eyes so they can see that transcendental abode and understand the purpose of life is to surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Om Apo Jyoti Raso Amritam Rama Bhurbhuvaha Swar. Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Punyaham Om Punyaham Om Punyaham Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Visakarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Dasya Kalyana Gunadavasya Vande Guru Shri Jayanarvindam Mahaprabhu Kirtanani Jagita Aditya Maja Manasurasena Romakasam Saranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Thakur ki, Anantapati Vaishnav ki, Acharya Vilas Thakur ki, Nitai Gaura Premanand. All glories to the Samguru. All glories to the Samguru. All glories to the Samguru. Glories to Shri Guru. Adi ki Jai.
Yakripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarana Mukam Karoti Vachalam. So somebody who can't speak, he becomes big speaker. Angun Langayate Grim. Somebody who can't walk, he's sent to cross over mountains. It's all by the mercy of the spiritual master. So Prabhupada ki. So today's a very nice day. There's so many nice people here, auspicious people. Somehow or other auspicious, indirectly or directly. Prabhupada says that the Vrishbasis are all auspicious, somehow or other, directly or indirectly. Auspicious. And I was initiated in '74 in San Francisco, and pretty much serving there. And I took sannyas in '84 and started initiating other people in '94. I was hoping to leave my body in 2004. We're still here. Still here. So I've known Pandava Prabhu for quite some time. He came to the temple in San Jose. He was doing a very nice service for there. And before that in Dallas. He's been associated with devotees in ISKCON for a long time. And he was asking about this formal process of initiation. So we've been discussing this and refining things, and he's been an aspirant, and now he's passed his formal examinations in ISKCON, approval from his local authorities like that. So today we're actually having this formal ceremony like that. One time I heard Prabhupada say that this initiation is a formality, but it's not a meaningless formality like that. Just like everybody, a boy and a girl, they meet, they want to associate. All right, so at some point they have to be married, there has to be some formality. But it's not a meaningless formality. Everybody knows who's married. On your wedding day, you're nervous, right? You're wondering. But it's already determined. So many things are determined, this and that. But today, we're making this promise in front of the fire, in front of the devotees, maybe for the deities, spiritual master, like that. So it's a very good cause for solid thought in the heart. Am I going to do this? Am I going to fix my consciousness, chant these rounds, worship Krishna like that? So it's very important, taking these formalities like that for our internal spiritual life. Prabhupada came to the Berkeley Temple, San Francisco Temple, in 1975. He was there. And one time I remember, very especially, there was a press interview. I think reporters from the New York Times even were there like that. So one of them said, "Swamiji, what will happen to your movement when you die?" So I heard this from Srila Prabhupada's lips. You see it from lips. "Swamiji, what will happen to your movement when you die?" And Prabhupada said, "I will never die. I will live forever in my books." Like that. So now you're hearing this from my lips. So you can go and tell somebody else. This parampara. So I very much like Upadeshamrita, carried around my chest or whatever like that. And Rupa Goswami gave us so many books. And then of course Prabhupada is giving us Rupa Goswami, like that. And for the next few days we're going to be here. We're actually started today a series on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is the older brother. It's the big brother of Upadeshamrita, like that. So here Rupa Goswami summarizes everything in 11 verses. It's a very wonderful text to memorize, study, like that. So he discusses Prabhupada in the purport, expands these things, following his guru, following the parampara. So in text chapter 50, there's a very nice thing here. Prabhupada says, "In this Krishna consciousness movement, a chance is given to everyone without discrimination of caste, creed, color. Everyone is invited to join this movement, sit with us, take prasad, and hear about Krishna. When we see that someone is actually interested in Krishna consciousness and wants to be initiated, we accept him as a disciple for chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this is the first initiation, Harinam Diksha. At that time, Prabhupada explained, when a neophyte devotee is actually initiated and engaged in devotional service by the order of the spiritual master, he should be accepted immediately as a bona fide Vaishnava, and obeisances should be offered to him. So this is the second initiation. Somebody takes spiritual initiation, Prabhupada calls it Gayatri initiation. Then he's directly engaged in the service of the Lord, which Prabhupada says the deity, like that. And this time, he's fixed person, mode of goodness, following strictly. So first initiation is Harinam initiation. I'm going to read it here. Out of many such Madhyamadikaris, one may be found to be very seriously engaged in the service of the Lord, and strictly following all the regulative principles, chanting the prescribed number of rounds on japa beads, and always thinking how to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. Such a Vaishnava should be accepted as an Uttamadikari, a highly advanced devotee, and his association should be sought. So we have to go through all these phases, all these different steps like that. We become this temple. We may have so much karma from our previous lifetime, so many activities. We're being forced to drink or smoke or watch football games. We can't stop ourselves. Shindatam swakata Krishna, punya shravana kirtanaha. So you engage in hearing, chanting. You just come and sit here, even if you don't understand anything. You start becoming purified. You become punya. These bad habits are burned up. And at some point you can actually understand, you can actually hear. And you try the process, doshrada, sadhu sangha. And then you want to become fixed. You want to join this school. Many schools, many professors, many acharyas. Mr. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami is presenting, one pathway, one way to go back to Krishna. So if you want to actually become a matriculated student, you want to become a fixed student, enter into a formal contract with Prabhupada, then there's this formality, this initiation. So first initiation, the disciple agrees to chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds a day, 16 good rounds a day, 4 principles strictly, there's the fine print there. And then he goes on with that process. And after that, Prabhupada was saying to him, at least 1 year more, following like that at least. And if he becomes fixed in the mode of goodness, he's a gentleman, he's an example for others, then he can take this Gayatri initiation, the second initiation like that. It's a formality. And then you go on after that, Goswami. Every man, woman, child, you have to, whether you formally take sannyas as an external formality, or whatever, you have to come to this platform. Jitatmana prasantasya paramatma samahita. You have to conquer the mind, you have to conquer the senses. And Goswami gives a very nice standard. What does it mean? Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udaro pasta vegam, etan vegam yo vishadita dera, sarvam apimam pratigim sasishat. So you become guru, you become Goswami. At that point you can also, inspire other people to engage in Krishna consciousness. But after this, after becoming Goswami, then one goes on to become Uttamadikari, pure devotee, spontaneously engaged in Krishna's service, purified. He can remember his original spiritual identity. Prabhupada says when we worship Paramatma, Shirdakshay Vishnu, Sannyasi, he can perceive this. He's some feeling of intuition, insight, inspiration. He can some good intuition, good timing. But it's still a materially contaminated realization. Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Shirdakshay Vishnu. And finally we come to realizing that God is the source of everything. Everything comes from Him. And we understand that and engage in His service. This is Mahavishnu. It's the first level of Uttama Bhakti, of eternal transcendental worship. Then by worshipping Purusha avatars, Mahavishnu, one can be promoted to worshipping Lila avatars, Ram, Shinga, Varaha, Vaikuntha. And by worshipping them properly, one can be promoted to the worship of Shankarshan. It's outside of Goloka. And then one can enter Goloka and worship Balaram, engage in with Balaram understanding how to serve Krishna. And with Krishna, there's so many different levels also. So this is one step, right? One step on a journey, and you can go as far as you want to go, as fast as you want to go, like that. Right? So today there's initiation ceremony, Prabhupada's describing here. And also he gives another nice description here. Because this is Harinam Diksha today. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offenselessly, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by the neophyte devotee. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness. Everyone begins his devotional service from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes the chanting of the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform of Uttamadhikari. So you just go on chanting your rounds, following 4 principles, like that. Good rounds, 4 principles strictly, and everything else will follow very naturally. If one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform of Madhikari. The Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily, because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting on beads. Therefore, the minimum number of rounds is prescribed. So Prabhupada says, if you tell me you can't chant your 16 rounds, he says, I will believe you if you also haven't got time to eat and sleep. Right? If you haven't got time to eat and sleep, okay. Except also maybe you haven't got time to chant your rounds. Jayananda, a very nice devotee, back to Godhead. He was there when we were there. And one time he went 72 hours without eating or sleeping for the Rath Yatra to get it done on time. He didn't chant his rounds, but he also didn't eat or sleep for 3 days. Then after everything was finished, he just sat down in one devotee's apartment, Maharaj Das, and just chanted like for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours straight, the whole morning like that. Just didn't move at all. You know? So this is authorized. You can do this. But generally speaking, every day, we find some time. We get up in the morning, chant a few rounds before we take breakfast, maybe 8 rounds and 4 rounds during the day. Maybe if you're in Hasta, so many things are happening. I usually get 16 rounds done before Mangal Arati, but I get up at 2 o'clock. But then I take a nap during the day. I'm a sannyasi. I don't have a regular daily schedule, 8 hours out in the field like that so often. So, but somehow or other you make some regular schedule, find some regular schedule. So Prabhupada's describing I would chant 4 rounds before I would get up in the morning. Sorry, 4 rounds after I got up in the morning. Before I would touch my breakfast, 4 more rounds would be done. Then during the daytime I would find some time to chant 4 more good rounds. And then before I would get in my bed, those last 4 rounds would be done. Like that. It's 10 o'clock at night, you have 4 rounds, you just close the door and walk out, you know, complaining wife, screaming babies, ringing telephone, unhappy employer. You just, okay, you know, live or die. Avashya Rakshave Krishna. Krishna has given me this service, therefore surely he will protect me and arrange everything I need. So you have to understand this. This is what Krishna wants. Prabhupada says there are many services in the spirit in the Sankirtan movement, but the most essential service is chanting 16 good rounds. It's the most essential service. It's okay? Understand? Okay. Most essential service, 16 good rounds. Yeah. And then one more citation here is nice. So Prabhupada, if one is sincere, he is initiated. This stage is called Bhajana Kriya. So we're initiated, chanting 16 rounds, Harinam. We're given authority to chant this. If one is actually engaged in the service of the Lord by regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds daily, and refraining from illicit sex, intoxicants, meat eating, and gambling, by Bhajana Kriya, one attains freedom from contamination of materialistic life. He no longer goes to a restaurant, okay, or a hotel to taste the so-called palatable dishes made with meat and onions. Nor does he care to smoke or drink tea or coffee. He not only refrains from illicit sex, but avoids sex life entirely. Nor is he interested in wasting his time in speculating or gambling. In this way, it is to be understood that one is becoming cleansed of unwanted things. Anartha Nivritti. And then Prabhupada goes on describing, we go through different stages like that. Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. We have to learn these things gradually. One lecture Prabhupada was saying, a long lecture, very philosophical. But finally he said, so, but if you think this is too much trouble to read these books, then just chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam. Nothing else. No other thing needs to be done. You'll become perfect. Mahaprasadam ki. So, but if you want to accelerate the process, then read books. Read books. Specifically, Prabhupada gives very, very nice description on page 34 about our sadhana bhakti. Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Vishuddha-sattva, the platform of pure goodness, or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 a.m., attend Mangala Arati or morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform kirtan, and so forth. Thus we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours a day. So this is our Krishna consciousness movement. So on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, there's so many ways to approach Guru. Balaram is the original Guru. Even in Goloka Vrindavan, there's Guru Tattva. Even the gopis, everybody else. One time the Vrishvasis wanted to enter the river to save Krishna from Kaliya. But Balaram stopped. Because he keeps this consciousness of what his older brother is, younger brother is. So he's Guru. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, Krishna, Krishna's devotee, and devotional service. They all come together and dance. And nobody can quite figure out who's in charge. Like that. Krishna, Radha, or Balaram. Sometimes different things are required like that, relationships. So we have to know enough about Guru to be engaged, to be able to use that to engage in Krishna's service. Everybody can understand God. Prabhupada says every human being has some understanding of a supreme controller behind things. You have enough intelligence to know there's somebody controlling this thing. But as we advance in our spiritual life, then maybe we want to understand this supreme controller better. Everybody can see the moon. But you want to see more details? You get a telescope. Right? What do you see? A pink rhinoceros? No, you see the same thing, but better. So that's a test of Guru. If somebody's Guru, does it go? There's Patni Guru, Astra Guru, Diksha Guru, Vartma Prashaka Guru, Shiksha Guru. There's so many kinds of Guru. Prabhupada says one time it means teacher. Like that. So different kinds of Guru, different aspects to Guru Tattva. So we have to know enough to be able to improve our service to Krishna. And we go on like that, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. So I'm under Srila Prabhupada's authority here taking this position, Diksha Guru, formalities, initiation, establishing a link with Prabhupada, with Krishna. And my specific discipline I've taken from Prabhupada is chanting 16 rounds a day, strictly. 4 principles, strictly. And also rising early. Right? For my disciples, is maybe a little specific thing in terms of details. This is my discipline. They're always getting up early in the morning like that. I'm not so much involved in my disciples' life in terms of administrative things like that. Other gurus in ISKCON, what are you doing? What is your service? Go there, move here, sell your house, do that. Okay. I'm more involved like that. It's more their nature. So I don't get involved so much in that. But I'm very strict, very cruel about getting up in the morning, an hour and a half before sunrise. Right? Brahma works, an hour and a half before sunrise. So Pandava, we've been working on this. And then Prabhupada says here, then little arti for Krishna, chant your rounds, and kirtan, just like a bear, Haribol, Haribol. Okay. And then Srimad Bhagavatam every day, hearing and chanting like that, some class and reading. Full morning program, prasadam. And then you're ready. Naturally, you'll act properly in terms of devotees, in terms of ISKCON, in terms of your job, like that. So I'm very strict about this. Get up, chant your rounds, follow 4 principles. And this Prabhupada also gave us formula. Different people connected to Prabhupada. You can connect in different ways. You have many gurus. You can be connected to Prabhupada through many different people. But as a formality, as initiation, then okay, taking Diksha Guru, chanting 16 rounds. And so I'm taking responsibility for Padmanabha in this relationship. If Prabhupada's coming and saying, how is Padmanabha? I don't know. I said, oh, you should know. Yeah. So I'm asking, trying to check, make sure my disciples are chanting. They want to call themselves my disciples. I have many disciples. I have about 125 disciples now. But if you want to call yourself my disciple, then here it is. Follow my discipline. 16 rounds, 4 principles, 4 morning program. There's so many details. One specific detail is the GBC body has formally asked at all initiations that it should be clear that disciples are taking initiation in ISKCON. And understand what is the GBC body and our ISKCON arrangement like that. It's very natural. In Prabhupada's will, he said, the ultimate managing authority for the entire International Society for Krishna Consciousness will be the Governing Body Commission. We happen to have a Governing Body Commission secretary right here in the room. He's the ultimate managing authority. So therefore, we take this seriously. We listen to what they say, we cooperate, we try and work with the society in a very practical sense like that. So, yeah, it's okay? Okay. Ultimate, also, I'm a lawyer, ultimate managing authority. But also we have personal relationships. So GBC secretary is also a human being. So you also have to do it as a human being in relationships too. And devotees at different levels like that. So this is basically a summary. Avoid the 10 offenses. We cite these every morning like that, and probably we should be careful about that. Not disobeying the orders of spiritual master, blaspheming Vaishnavas. And only the 10th offense probably says if we avoid this one, we automatically avoid the other ones. And this is one should not chant inattentively like that. When we're chanting, we should be trying to be fully conscious. Maybe the mind goes here, the mind goes there. Learn how to train the mind. Learn how to bring it under control. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different challenge, how to focus in the rounds like that. Go through the different levels of chanting. Doshada, Sadhusanga, Bhajana Kriya, like that. But especially not like consciously allowing our mind to go to other things. Some thought comes and we consciously think about that while we're chanting. Prabhupada says in the beginning the jaw and the lower jaw and tongue should move. It's called jaw pa. The jaw and the paw should be active here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One devotee died. He died and he went to heaven, spiritual world. And there was a very ugly deity of Krishna there, a very deformed deity of Krishna. He said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Hare Krishna, and you've been calling my name your entire life, and now you have to stay with me forever." So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then after that, the mind should also be engaged. You can chant and think about so many things, right? I wonder if my back tire is going flat. No, so the mind should also be engaged, should also be thinking about the mantra, like that. That's manas. Then after that, then we should also be understanding the mantra. We should be chanting with meaning. We're chanting, the mind is, we're conscious of it, and also now we're chanting with a meaning. For example, two thieves are by the side of the road, and talking, and one thief says, "I like very much when the Vaishnavas go by chanting Radhe, Radhe." So the thief says, "Well, why is that? You're not a holy man." He says, "Well, the barber's wife is named Radhe. I'm always thinking about when I can get a little time with her." So he's chanting, he's thinking about the mantra, but what is the meaning? What is the meaning? This is buddhi. Indriya, senses should be engaged. Manas, the mind should be engaged. Buddhi, there should be an understanding. And the basic understanding is, "Oh Krishna, please engage me in your service." And after that is Shikshastra. Prabhupada mentions sometimes you can chant. Ainanda Tanuja Kenkaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Like that. And then naturally we'll come to the platform of surrendering our soul to Krishna and having a personal relationship with Krishna. So it's a very kind of a quick summary. We discussed all these things for a long time with Padmanabhan Prabhu. And everything's got clear, I think. Any questions? You don't have to take initiation today. Nice fees. You can wait if you want to. Nobody will be angry with you. Okay? There's no turning back. Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
One question.
Yeah. What's that mark on your forehead?
Someone must say.
Okay, there it is.
So what is the
Okay.
difference? So I heard that you're supposed to take mission from Uddhava Adhikari. So how do you interpret that?
No, because we're taking initiation from Srila Prabhupada. If you want to look at it that way. Yeah. I'm, as far as I can understand, I'm a Madhyama Adhikari. I'm following the process, I'm chanting my rounds, but the desires are under control, but they're still in my heart. Like that. I'm still working on purifying these things like that. So I'm only taking the role of Diksha Guru. I'm a Madhyama Adhikari Diksha Guru, under the authority of an Uttama Adhikari. That's very clear, I think, with Padmanabhan. I'm not presenting myself as Uttamadhikari or anything else. So therefore I don't invent anything. This is not my standard. I know some people who give a different standard, and they claim they're Prabhupada's their acharya. They don't require 16 rounds a day. They don't require 4 principles. They require the disciples make their own decision, about what they're going to do. But as far as I can understand, this is not representing the acharya. So Prabhupada ki? It's okay? Your father's a lawyer. So alright, so now we're going to take our vows here. So maybe you can come here and pay your obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. So we're going to send the cheese in ourselves. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So very, very loudly, what are the 4 regulative principles?
No meat, fish, or including onion and garlic. No intoxication, including coffee and tea. No illicit sex, no gambling.
Okay. Do you promise to follow these 4 principles strictly for your entire life? Okay. And you also promise to chant 16 good rounds. 16 good rounds a day, every day for the rest of your life.
Yes, 16 good rounds every day.
Okay. Okay. So your name is Pandava VijayaDasa.
Pandava VijayaDasa ki!
Good luck. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Football player. Football player. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Shoraya, Shashat, Mutaye Vipralamba Prasambode Nambujaya Te Namaha Swaha 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 Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Ananda Namine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Swaha 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 Gora Virbhava Mes Svam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Swaha Swaha Pancha Kalpatarabhyas Cha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha Namo Namaha Ananyaya Krishna Prema Hidayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Jise Namaha Tatvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatam Bhakyakyam Namami Bhaktasaktikam Swaha Swaha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Upesha Upika Kanta Radha Anta Mustate Swaha Jaitam Surato Mango Mama Nanda Matergati Matsarvasva Nambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vitaranya Kalpa Madaha Shimad Ratnagara Simasana Snito Shimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Skalidhi Siddhamano Swarame Swaha Swaha Shimad Rasa Sarambi Vamsi Bata Tatastita Karsan Venu Swanir Gopi Gopinata Saryeshtuna Swaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Sabanu Sute Devi Namami Hari Priye Swaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha Ishvara Rama Krishna Sajid Ananda
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Swaha, Swaha, Swaha,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Swaha, Swaha,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Swaha,
Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Brahmana Devaya Go Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare.
Don't let that bother you too much, but they are the star of the show after all.
Please, you sit here. You can go and sit there.
In our brand new beautiful building, you'll notice that the sound of the children, if you were here last year, is going to be much better. They've improved a lot, and mostly because the stage is equipped to help with the noise and make everybody sound better. So I want to thank you again for coming, and I wanted to introduce our two music teachers. At 1st and 2nd grade, we have two teachers that work with our children. Walking in is Mr. Rosenauer, and just behind him is going to be Mr. Davis, and those are our two music teachers. I also want to introduce to you the classroom teachers at 2nd grade. Mrs. Leach is on stage, on cue. Nice job, Miss Leach. And then here comes Miss Sablon. And then the last one on the door will be Mrs. Aslan and Mr. Adams. So let's give them all a big round of applause. It's hard to put on a concert like this. Enjoy the show.
This man must sit here. Oh, the 2nd grade. 1st grade is over? Oh.
Prairie Jackwa, dormez-vous.
Tell them they took a spot. Yo, go close in.
Hey, 1st grade class is
That
over.
girl's already acting. She's like,
We're gonna have a 6th grade concert.
Already over.
that one right there. Over.
What is she?
Is that this?
Huh?
Is that yours? I'm talking to you.
What?
Is this yours?
What?
Is that yours?
Or what? This?
Yes.
How can I own something like this? Well,
This is mine.
mine's just broken.
No, I'm just kidding. It's my train.
So, all these things you guys own is your parents?
Yeah.
So I bought all these things for nothing. Come on, start. Please.
Let's.
No problem. I didn't come here for no reason.
Who?
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she came here for scenario. Yeah.
Welcome to our second grade concert.
Let me see the picture.
We are focusing game songs and fun songs tonight. We do a lot of work with beat, a lot of work with rhythm in second grade, a lot of work with me, so long, 3 pitches that we know how to play on the xylophones. And doing all these things we've discovered helps kids actually raise their math and reading scores. Music is a dual language. If you can do music, you're bilingual because you have a pitch language you need to know about and also a rhythm language you know about. And to read both of those things at the same time is a bit of a challenge. Builds new pathways in our brains that they have proven help us in math and reading, as well as being fun. Enjoy tonight's concert.
Was that it? So that was it? Oh no. Ow, my head.
I don't have any. Just can't even see you.
I think they're so far away from the room. They're so close.
I know. How did they do that?
It's a song from Japan. You know our American rock, paper, scissors thing? Okay, this is the Japanese version. A little different, but you'll recognize it.
What's your favorite Japanese?
This for hours.
You can only see death in the cameras.
Don't. I said you can only see death in the cameras. Dang, I'm going to teach these little kids about defense mechanism already. Look. He's a hitchhiker. I have no idea who he is. Oh, you picked him up on the highway, didn't you? Because you live like right across the street from him. How long is this thing? Huh? How long is this? About 159 minutes. How long is this program thing? Half an hour. Yeah. 22 half an hour. 20 minutes or half an hour? No. Something like that. Not more than that. Oh, yeah. My sister did not. Not she can Okay.
Are they all in trouble?
We're changing the stage setting. We're going to do a game song, and the kids are going to be in circles right down in front of you. The double song, one's wow, 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 the other's name your name.
Exactly.
Wow, 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 yippee-yo, yippee-yay.
Shut up, man. You're embarrassing yourself.
You're embarrassing me. Everyone around me. Who's talking to me?
Why? No, don't. I want to see the formation. It's just like I formed my army when I rode world.
You see?
There's a lot of humans.
Humans here, humans there, but
Humans here, humans there, humans everywhere. This is a lot of people. Bro.
What are you doing here?
Yes, yes, yes. Does it have a built-in video camera?
Yeah, it's a video.
Is it a video camera?
It's video slash camera.
Okay, do you need a...
We have one person needs a partner over here.
Mr. David. Mr. David. She doesn't
Sorry? Oh, all right, that'll work. Okay. There we go. Thanks. Next one.
That's a lot of humans.
Think about the Earth, okay? Think how many humans are on the Earth.
Wow. Toto. Human, how are you? It's so defenseless. Oh my god. It's so defenseless. Defense mechanism? Nick! Hey, why don't you bring Miguel with you? No, he embarrassed himself and his loved ones. He embarrassed himself and what? His loved ones. Such as? His family. And the citizens of America. I'm using my thermal heat to... What time is it? That's the wrong time. Just kidding. I'm using my thermal energy to power the camera. Look, I'm using my body heat to energize the camera.
We've got one more song for you tonight, and we just want to thank you for coming. Again, I'm Mr. Rosenauer. This is my first year here at Madrona, and I just want to thank Mr. Davis because he's helped me out a lot this year to get ready for the concert. So can we give him a hand? I spent the majority of my day at Mount Rainier High School, so this is a whole different ballgame, and it's been really fun for me to work with the kids. So thank you for all of your support and all the hard work you do to help make our lives easier. This next song is our final song, and it's about a car, and it's lots of fun.
Woo! That's fun. And I have a car. Nobody knows what this is.
So you sing
something camera, please.
Sing it in there, so your mom can listen to it. I know that. You used to know it.
Don't do that.
Are you proud? Yes! It's really fun to work with all that energy and all that positive attitude when... It's really fun to work with all that energy and all that positive attitude when it's all flying in the same direction. Have a great spring. Thank you for coming tonight. Thanks for being in Madrona.
That was shorter than my concert. What do you win? Fourth. Hey! They're small. Okay, go. No, wait. I have t-shirts. Ow. I still have some battery left. Do it, embrace yourself and your loved ones. I can zoom. Go. I dare you. I dare you to bring that down.
I got her.
Okay, we did it to school? Oh!
You dropped the stamp.
Right in this room over here, just the music room.
Huh? This is the local bathroom.
Hello. The dead has gone in me.
Don't do that. And this is the local video music room. This is the local music room.
Local music room.
Yes. As you can see, we have wonderful technology in this place. As you can see, we have wonderful technology in this room. We have fluorescent light bulbs, fluorescent light bulbs, Windows XP computers, steel frame doors, and a lot of other stuff. As you can see, we have fluorescent light bulbs, 8 digital touchscreen TVs, technology.
No, they don't have any more. You gotta bring them over there.
So I said.
And that concludes the grand tour.
It's so cute.
Cool.
I saw sissies too. Anyway, so that's what it was. And I said to
Whoa.
Dang, I was gonna scare you.
You are?
There's people running in there?
No. I went to see my grandpa and grandma in India and how big the school
I
is.
saw the dead.
Oh.
They ran past.
Actually, the schools in India are actually bigger than this, but
I see bigger school than this.
yeah. Are you allowed in there?
Where's in here? Is it going in? In here.
Huh?
On the video tab, my name.
Okay. Huh?
Okay. No, take it out of it now. Miss Allen's gonna give you my phone for me, and I gotta get the box and we're out of here.
Are you going to see Blondie?
வெளியில இருந்து எடுக்கணும் No, please, no. No.
You can't go inside.
Yeah, we can.
It better be everything.
Ah, man.
Oh,
Here we go.
Can go inside.
Okay, I'm out of here. Come on. Come on, where are you guys going?
The doors are locked forever. Oh well.
Come on.
I warned everybody.
He's such a kid at heart. I really shouldn't be down there, honey. Come on.
Okay.
He's going out.
Come on, I need to get as much. You guys.
Bye, Mira. Bye.
Are you sure we're supposed to, we can be here?
Yeah.
Don't.
Hey,
Huh?
can you jump over that wall?
Not right now. Okay, I can videotape good from here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm warm really bad. There's Mom. Boom, there's your Mom. I'm gonna see if I can make it.
Huh? What?
I must slide down.
We can send this to Tati and Tati, we can email it. We can turn it into a disc, scan it, and then send it there.
Can you close it? Just
huh?
Stop. One Monday, okay. The tree, the big tree, Professor, every day.
Death is following me!
Oh!
Help! Death is following me!
Good for you. No. You're recording there.
Huh?
Oh, oops.
They're slow.
Them. It's too bad for them.
They smell great. These.
I'm trying to get an airplane. I want to show how the airplanes in America aren't cool.
Yeah, they are.
No, the ones in India, they're like complete double deckers and stuff. And the TVs in India are better, because the TVs are flat.
So are these. These TVs can go flat. All I gotta do is knock it down. Bam, bam, bam.
No. You know those flat TVs?
I know.
Flat screen?
Yeah, we have those here.
India is better than America.
Yeah.
Because the cities and stuff, no garbage everywhere. And for most importantly, the technology. And you know how the buses here, they're like,
loud and stuff. Gas.
The ones in India, or Singapore.
Okay, where are we going?
I don't know. Yeah, I just want to videotape an airplane.
Come on, you two! Come on! Come on, you two! Come on, hurry up! I want to drink Red Bull because it says Red Bull gives you wings. I can fly!
Hello.
Can I stay at your house?
I'm gonna make it choke.
Magic powers off.
Boom! Boom!
Now let's take one with our backs on, okay? I really want to swap. Okay.
Go home!
Please. She's getting her shoes.
Oh, pretend to choke. Rebecca, pretend to choke.
Pretend to choke her.
Fly over there.
Right in front of it, there's a nice place. It's just for the wall, people is here.
ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद निग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणम चिंतामणि प्रकार सर्वसु कल्पवृक्ष लक्षावृतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्र शतसंभ्रम सेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुं त्वनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं बर्हावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दरङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वनमालवंशी रत्नागदं प्रणयाकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियताप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मया सदुज्ज्वल विग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयो अन्धान्तरस्थ परमानुचयान् भजामि यद्भावभाविता धियो मनुजास्तथैव सम्प्राप्य मूपमहिमा सनयादभूषा सुप्तेयमेव निगमा प्रतिते स्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मया रस प्रतिभाविताभिः ताभिर्य एव निचरभूतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनचुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्ता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरोत् भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समभवत्परमात्मन्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभवतो जगदन्तकोटि कोटिशेष वसुधादिविभूतिभिन्नं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमनन्तं शेषभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि माया यस्य जगदन्तशतानि सूक्ते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषया वेदविधायमाना सद्भावगम्भि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मया रसात्मतया विनाशु या प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिधाम सुखेषु तेषु एते प्रभावनिचया विहिताशयेन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलया साधनातिरेक चायेव यस्य भुवनानि विवर्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टदेशा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा दधीमिका विशेषयोगा सञ्जायते वायि तथा वितरस्ति हेतो सम्भूतामपि तथा समुपैतकार्या गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाचि एव इदशान्तरविभेद्य दीपायते विविधेषु समानधर्मा यस्तादिगेव इच्छा विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि व्याकारणं जले भजति स्म योगा निद्रामनन्तमजोऽन्तसर्वभूत आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परं स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिश्वसति कालमतावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविरजा जगनन्दनाथ विष्णुर्महान् स यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि भास्वान्यतास्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेजा श्रेयं कियत् प्रकटयति अभिरभ्यत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगनन्दविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिधाय कुम्भा वन्दे प्रणाम समये सगनाधिराजा विज्ञान्विहं कुमलस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अग्निर्मणिगद पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यक्षसुरेश सविता सकलाग्रहाणां राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषकेता यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति संवृत्कालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मोत्थपापनिचया सुतयस्तपासि ब्रह्मादिकीर्तपदगावदयश्च जीवा यदत्तमात्रविभवा प्रकटप्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्त इन्द्रगोपमतवेन्द्रमहोस्वधर्मा बन्धानुरूपफलजानममातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यमक्रोधकामसहजा प्रणयानिभीति वात्सल्यमोहगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावे सञ्चिन्त्य तस्य सद्गतिं करुणापुरेति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रियाकान्त कान्त परम पुरुषकल्पतरवो द्रुमाभूमि चिन्तामणि परमैतोऽयमृतं कथागानं नाट्यं गमनम् अपि वंशी प्रियसखी चिदानन्दं ज्योति परमपि आस्वाद्यम् अपि च स यत्र शिराब्धि स्रवति सुराभिलाष सुमाः निमेषार्धाख्यो वा व्रजति नहि यत्रापि समया भजे श्वेताद्वीपं तमहं विहागोलोकम् इतीयं विदन्तस्ते सन्ता क्षितिविरला चराकचिवहे ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्द विग्रह अनादिरादि गोविन्द सर्वकारण कारणम् हरे 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 राम 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 बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो हरे राम हरे राम राम बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम बोलो हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
Singh Bhagwan ki jai, Guru Nanak Singh Bhagwan ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. This is a very auspicious day today, the appearance day of Lord Nishingadev. And might start to sing the bhajan before we get into it. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Lada Lada Dayane, Lada Lada Dayane, Yanya Kashipu Vacha, Yanya Kashipu Vacha, Silatam Kanakalaye, Silatam Kanakalaye, Singo Paradona Singo, Paradona Singo, Yato Yato Yamitato Singo, Yato Yato Yamitato Singo, Singo Hridaye Singo, Hridaye Singo, Hridaye Singo, Hridaye Mamaya Duratya, Namaye Prakadyanti, Mayamatam Tarantite. So the appearance of Lord Nishingadev is depicting the glories of Lord Nishingadev and also the glories of Prahlad Maharaj. Because it was due to the wonderful devotional qualities of Prahlad Maharaj that Lord Nishingadev, or Krishna, appeared in this wonderful form of Lord Nishingadev. That's why I chant this verse, Daivisha Gunamai, because material nature is generally very difficult to overcome, but if somebody is surrendered unto Krishna, he can very easily cross beyond. And we can see this in the life of Prahlad Maharaj, that his father tried to kill him in many ways. But because Prahlad was a self-realized soul, he was not under the control of the material energy. It was not in the power of his father to kill him. Those who are transcendently situated, it is not in our power to kill them. The people tried to kill Haridas Thakur. It was impossible. The husband tried to kill, who was it? I forgot. Mirabai. Mirabai. It was impossible. People tried to kill Jesus. It was impossible. He survived. There is a history that if somebody is actually situated beyond the modes of nature, Mamiva Prapadyanti, because he's surrendered unto Krishna, then it is not possible, he is not subject to the laws of nature, he cannot be killed, and so Prahlad Maharaj couldn't be killed. His father tried to kill him in many ways because he was a first-class demon. He tried to poison him, he threw him into a pit of snakes. He tried to kill him with weapons. He tried to throw him off a cliff, or he threw him off a cliff. But in all these different cases, the Lord came and Prahlad Maharaj survived. So Hiranyakashipu became very anxious. Prior to that, he stood on one leg for 100 years and achieved certain boons from Brahma, namely that I cannot be killed neither inside nor outside, neither by weapons, nor by humans, nor by disease, nor by demigods, nor at night, nor during the day, nor so many things. And Brahma, who came to stop Hiranyakashipu to go on with his austerities because he was upsetting the functionality of the universe, he granted him one after another these boons. And so Hiranyakashipu thought that he had achieved eternality. But as we all know, Krishna is more smart than all of us. In fact, he's in the heart of all creatures. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra dhanimaya. He's in the heart of Hiranyakashipu as well. And so he cannot be so easily tricked. And so Hiranyakashipu could not understand where does his son get these powers from, that he could not be killed under any circumstances. So he asked his son, where do you get these powers from? And his son gave him the clear answer, it's from the same place you get your power. Because Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam, he's the cause of all causes. He's a cause of all powers. And so Hiranyakashipu became very anxious. And he said, where is he? Where's that power? So Prahlad Maharaj said, it is everywhere. Lord is everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu, is he in this pillar? There was a pillar there. He said, oh yes, he's in the pillar. So he took the sword and headed to the pillar. And so at that time, Nishingadev appeared. And not to violate the boons of Brahma, the Lord manifested this particular form, grabbed Hiranyakashipu, put him on the lap, tore him apart. Neither by weapons, nor by humans, nor by demigods, nor by animals, because Nishingadev is half lion, half man. Neither inside or outside, he dragged him on the threshold of the house. Neither day nor night, it was just a dusk, and not by disease or by weapon, but by the sharp nails of the Lord, of Lord Nishingadev. And in this way, Hiranyakashipu was killed. And one troublemaker less for this world. And so, therefore today, on this day, the auspicious day, we celebrate the appearance of Lord Nishingadev, Krishna's wonderful incarnation, one of the Dasa avatars, actually, Nishingadev. And our prayer is that he may also destroy the negativity which we have in ourselves, that he may also destroy that nature, that lower energy which is in ourselves, and which has brought us here into this material world and keeps us in the material world. This is our prayer to Lord Nishingadev, that please, Lord Nishingadev, free us from the influence of the lower modes of nature, and purify our heart so that we can see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in our heart. Shri Prabhupada ki
Tanu Kalayasi Vikramane Bale Madhuta Vamana Padana Kanira Janita Jana Pavana Kalayasi Vikramane Bale Madhuta Vamana Padana Kanira Janita Jana Pavana Rudhire Mai Jagat Apagat Papama Napayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapama Kshatriya Rudhire Mai Jagat Apagat Papama Napayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapama Keshavadrita Vibhupati Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Vibhupati Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Itarasi Dikshurane Dikapat Tamaniyama Dasamukha Muli Bali Maramaniyama Itarasi Dikshurane Dikapat Tamaniyama Dasamukha Muli Bali Maramaniyama Keshavadrita Rama Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Rama Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Mahasiva Pushi Visade Vasanam Jaladavana Alahati Biti Milita Yamunavana Mahasiva Pushi Visade Vasanam Jaladavana Alahati Biti Milita Yamunavana Keshavadrita Paladara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Paladara Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Indasya Vidya Shuti Jatama Sadaya Hidaya Darshita Pashupatama Indasya Vidya Shuti Jatama Sadaya Hidaya Darshita Pashupatama Keshavadrita Bhuta Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Bhuta Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Kali Chani Vahani Dane Kalayasi Karavalama Uma ke tumi baki maafi karalama Alika divani dane kalayati karamalama Tuma ke tumi baki maafi karalama Kesha vadita kalki sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Kesha vadita kalki sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Vijaya Deta Verari Dhamma Udita Udarama Shinu Sukha Dhamma Shubha Dhamma Bhavasarama Vijaya Deta Verari Dhamma Udita Udarama Shinu Sukha Dhamma Shubha Dhamma Bhavasarama Eka Vajita Rasa Vida Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Eka Vajita Rasa Vida Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Balagadadhari Balagadadhari Hiranyakashi Purvakara Hiranyakashi Purvakara Shilachandana Kalare Shilachandana Kalare Ito Natinga Parato Natinga Ito Natinga Parato Natinga Yato Yato Yamikato Natinga Yato Yato Yamikato Natinga Sahil Natinga Yudore Natinga Sahil Natinga Yudore Natinga Arasinga Masin Charanam Prabhade Arasinga Masin Charanam Prabhade Navakara Kamala Varenakam Odhukasinga Kalika Hiranyakasi Putarabhinga Vejavadita Harahari Rupa Vejatodita Hare Vejatodita Hare Vejatodita Hare Navakara Kamala Varenakam Odhukasinga Kalika Hiranyakasi Putarabhinga Vejavadita Harahari Rupa Vejatodita Hare Vejatodita Hare Vejatodita Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev 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 Jaya Bhaktapalad Bhaktapalad Jaya Bhaktapalad Jaya Bhaktapalad Jaya Bhaktapalad Jaya Bhaktapalad Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Bhakta Prahlad ki Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Gurudev ki Aura Premanandi
Thank you.